What's going on, guys? Welcome to Primeval Time. It's your boy Dino coming at you with another deck profile. This time we're doing Yu-Gi-Oh! And this time we're doing Elemental Heroes. So, to start us off, obviously we're going to be playing Stratos because, you know, him coming back off that ban list finally makes the deck run way more janky. The fact that he's not a hard once per turn it speaks for itself, like more than enough, especially in games. But yeah, he's one of our one-ofs. Our second one-of is going to be Elemental Hero Bubbleman. Bubbleman makes plays for, like, with Super Poly, you can go Absolute Zero, as well as he's just a good target for, if he's your only card, draw 2 after special summoning for free, and just a solid hero card, but not too solid to be put more than one. From the newest tin, 3 of Jaboy, Solid Man. This guy is unbelievably powerful. Granted, he's not super strong as far as, like, beatdown power is, but the fact that he special summons any level 4 or lower hero from your hand when he's normal summoned is ridiculous. And then the fact that if you hit him with a mass change, he special summons any hero, regardless of level, in defense, other than himself. Really powerful. The 2 ofs, we have Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. Just really good card. Searching out Mass Change 2. As well as adding a hero card when she leaves is just really powerful. Kind of a solid staple in the hero engine. Another staple, which I only run as a one of in the main deck, but we'll get to that more. Elemental Hero Honest Neos. Battle traps or, like, battle hand traps are just ridiculous. Like, one of the other decks that I play, Muskets, which if you guys ever want me to do a deck profile on that, just comment in the description below, or comment in the comment section below. But the fact that this guy just drops, and the fact that he only says discard to get the effect and boost something by 2,500 is just really powerful, and it just helps you seal out games. Our next boy is Vision Hero Vion. Obviously at 3, gotta dump the Maliciouses, or if you're trying to get a really good target for, say, your boy Solid Man, say your opening hand is a Solid Man with a Vion, you can, usually leads to a turn 1 Isolde Nat Beast, Darklaw combo. But either way, if you run out of the Malicious, or say a Malicious is in your hand, you could dump a Shadow Mist effect, add, say, Bubble Man. You can just work through the combos. Obviously, we're going to be running 3 of Destiny Hero Malicious. The fact that he's just, oh, cool, banish, summon another one, really powerful as far as this deck goes. Makes the plays as well as link spamming way easier. That's it for our hero lineup. Up next, we'll get into the hand traps. We don't run that many, but because, like, Call by the Grave, I feel, is more than enough, even at 2. Plus, you don't need that many. They get clunky. 2 Ghost Ogre and 2 Ash Blossom. I have learned in my experiences running more than 2 just gets really clunky. Like, we're not in a format now where it's just like you get the hand trap, you win. We're in you get the hand trap, and you might get in a good position. Hopefully they don't have the Call by the Grave. Even if it is at 2, it's still a threat. And then for our final monster lineup, 1 Shien Squire. Really good warrior type. Earth gets you that Nat Beast combo, as well as just an easy thing until we get... I forget what its name is, but it's that level 1 coming out. The OCG has it, but when he synchro summons, take 1,000 off of a monster your opponent controls, which is much easier for sealing the game out. Alright, on to spells. So, deck only runs 1 equipped spell. Kind of playing with it, but Moon Mirror Shield. Moon Mirror Shield, really strong. It if you wind up drawing it, yeah, it sucks, but you can put it on a monster, and that monster is able to turn into a really big beat stick that gets over pretty much anything. And it's a stagnant effect, so they can't Ghost Ogre it. At least I believe so. And then, it's just a solid equip card. We run 1 A Hero Lives. Yeah, ripping that ulti, boys. High rarity, max out this sucker. If you notice, we did the same thing with the Bubble Man. But A Hero Lives, just really strong with Stratos, Shadow Mist, Vion, anything you really need. Plus, it just makes a hand, like, way better. Say you open Solid Man, Shadow Mist, or Vion, and then you Hero Lives into the Shadow Mist or Vion, and then normal summon, and then it just boosts your plays to just link spam as crazy. and then rerun one polymerization. Card's really good. Card's really easily searchable off of Vion. Plus, you only really ever need to use one. Also, I found you can sometimes bait someone out. If you have 2 heroes on board, they can negate that, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, mass change. So there's that. 3 emergency call. I know I'm weird. I've got 1 secret and 2 commons. I know I'm trash. Don't berate me too bad. But plus I like different rarities, so that's fair. But searching any hero in the deck is just ridiculous. Like any elemental hero is just crazy. You need that Neos. She couldn't get it off the Assault. You had to grab something else. Go grab him. Or you want to grab a hero that you really need to search. Or, coolest thing that I've ever done, which probably some of you might know, E-Call. That was the last card in my hand. Grab Bubble Man. Bubble Man for free. Draw 2+2 for free. The Lost Art Monster Reborn. It doesn't have to be the Lost Art. You can pick to do that or not. But really good staple one-of card. Like, I feel like it's just one of those cards that's so good that you kind of want to run it, if you can. Obviously, there are some decks that don't, or it messes with their consistency, as strange as that sounds. But I use it. I like it. It works out really well. Another one of your boy Return of the Army. Solid card. Just a solid one-of card. If this card ever comes back to more than 2, oh god, I'm so scared for what kind of meta that looks like. Also, if like they ever came back with, say, I don't know, they decided to go crazy and give us like a hero lives back to 2 with one of Rhoda is still just great. And then 3 mask change. We run so many hero targets, it's really hard not to get value out of this card. Plus, the card's just really good. You don't have to discard anything. It doesn't hit you really bad. One mass change card that we run that I've seen a lot of people are kind of 50-50 with, Mass Change 2. The reason why I run that card is because there are so many times where I wind up with a Malicious in hand, which tends to happen. Maybe it's just RNGesus just being super pissy. But it's really nice to be able to not only get that value out of hitting a Dark Law off of discarding your Malicious and hitting something else, or just, say, going for a Diane after drawing a Shien Squire and a Malicious. It just helps you get out of those bricky positions, plus it loosens your hand up if you have, say, a card that you don't want to see there that would be better off in the graveyard, like Malicious. 2 Called by the Grave, because card's just really solid. I don't know why it got hit to 3. Well, actually, I do. It's kind of fair for the meta, because there are some people who weren't just using it as a hand trap thing, like set 1 on your opponent's turn. Your opponent's got something engraved that they're trying to dig themselves out of a hole. Whoop, there it goes. And there goes all chances of winning. And so I understand where Konami was going with that. Granted, it's not what I expected, but it happens. And then what I will gladly take for Called by the Grave being at 2, Super Poly. This card is crunk. Like, I understand why people are scared for a Spell Speed 4 card. Plus cards like Mud Dragon, Heroes, the amount that we're running. So many matchups say, oh, it's the Trickstar matchup. You have a hero or your normal summon. They don't mind anything. Then you Super Poly. So easiest way that I've seen. Or Invoked, since Invoked are kind of going nuts right now because of Super Poly. They have a Mechaba on board. You normal summon Vion. Before you activate Vion's effect, don't even activate Vion's effect. Chain to the summon, Super Poly, they're kind of stuck. You just got a free Elemental Hero the Shining, or Masked Hero the Shining, or Vision Hero the Shining. I forget the name. We'll get to that in a second, but it just seems like a really good card, plus the fact that it's able to hit so many targets. With the Bubble Man play, with the Paleos, if you ever run into a Paleo matchup, you hit them with Super Poly, take their Toad, turn it into a Absolute Zero, Mass Change that Absolute Zero, blow up their entire back row by going into Acid. Really strong combo. But that is it for spells. On next will be our trap lineup, and then we will get into the extra deck. So we run a decent amount of floodgates. 2 Storming Mirror Force because you never know if you're going to run into that one problem monster. Say I see dinosaurs. They come at me with an Ultimate Conductor. Whoop, get that thing the hell out of here, because he can be a big problem. Or you're going up against Invoked or anything that's trying to OTK you. Storming, as long as they don't have the answers, can be such a godsend. And then 2 of Strike. Solemn Strike, Solemn Package, just really good, especially if you're going first, which this deck likes to do. Set up that board where it's Nat Beast, Dark Law, and then Strike, and you've pretty much just kind of sealed them out of whatever they're trying to do. And then one of that, if we're ever going up against like Link heavy stuff, well, sorry, not one of, but Rivalry of Warlords. Since we're running so many warriors in the deck, and so much of our extra deck and main deck is warriors, like aside from the hand traps, but who's normal summoning a hand trap unless you're really desperate? This card is just such a blowout. Like, oh, you're going up against a Link heavy deck or a deck that doesn't run the same attribute or same type of monster, flip it. Which one are you sacking? It has saved me so many times from getting knocked out because someone's trying to summon too many big beaters at a time. They go to attack, flip Rivalry, send as many as you can. You're not going to kill me this turn. And it just is such a savior. It does suck when you're going up against like Altergeist or something like that, but that's why we have main deck problems to get that sucker. And now on to the extra deck. Standard 15. Since we're able to link spam so much with our boy Malicious, we run the Borrelguard or Borrelsword. I've thought about turning this into Borrelguard Dragon simply because of the fact that it says it can't be destroyed by battle, but Borrelguard says can't be destroyed by effects. The amount of times where I've run into like dangers or something like that, and I haven't had the Dark Law, it has been too many where they just go Bigfoot pop, and there goes my 3k beater, when I could still have a 3k beater that is able to switch their things to defense mode, which keeps me from dying. And then obviously Borreload Dragon unaffected by monster effects. Such a good boy. Like, solid cards. These are like staple Link monsters. 1 Isolde, simply because gets you that Link spam, or gets you that hero just like turbo, basically. Get you to the Xian, get you to the Nat Beast Dark Law combo. Really solid. Or just get you into a crazy hero board, and then when you want to, you can just link her off for one of the 2. Since he came back to 1, obviously, Exiton Knight. Really good card, especially late game, and since we're able to rank 4 pretty good, I just feel like he's a good one of. If I could go with another one, I would have gone with the Lightning package, since we kind of go for a kill you if we're going second, beat you down going first. But he's also good for just clearing it out. The fact that you can just be like, oh, I have a bunch of things in graveyard that have effects. Boom. Bye-bye. And it just leads to better things. Abyss Dweller, because stopping graveyard effects is really big this format. I've always enjoyed him. I can't remember a format where I haven't seen him doing really well. So yeah, that's why him, the Shining, because as obvious, we run a light target for him. We also go up against enough light targets where it's like, oh, cool. Really easy to get into him. Plus, I feel like if the amount of times we banish stuff or stuff gets banished, say in the mirror match, you're going up against a Dark Law hero version where they banish all your dudes, poly into this bad boy or super poly into this bad boy, hitting one of their things or something, and then you've got a big old beater who's about to say, hi kids, you want to have some fun? Adoration, because Adoration is really good, especially since he requires 2 heroes. Good in the main deck as well as also for going up against a hero matchup in the mirror, because, oh, I'll take 2 hero dudes and then continue just donking face. Diane, because Diane is really good. Plus get you to further combos with Solid Man. Granted, it is hard once per turn with Solid Man, but it's still really good. Acid, because Acid, oh my lord. We have a bunch of anti-meta players around my neck of the woods, and oh my goodness. just sit with a Bubble Man, wait for them to set 5 before end phase, mass change into this bad boy, make their day just a whole lot worse. And then we go into, obviously, Anki, because sealing for 1400 damage, especially with the new time rule. Yeah, it's stupid, but he helps win the game. And then, as well as Dark Law at double. I run Wind, or Hero Blast. I just like his artwork as well as his effect. I mean, there's also Divine Wind, but I like the fact that he's removal for both spell and half some monster attack. And he's a wind target, so hit that Stratos if you're stuck with a Stratos. Plus, aesthetically, he's just better looking to me, I guess, with the whole hero archetype. Mud Dragon, because Mud Dragon is just... Good lord. Why did they have to make that? I think that they were thinking in the tins like, oh, we're going to give you this little prelude that no one knew was coming, but here's a super poly target that just makes things stupid good. And then the final bit, obviously Nat Beast. So that rounds it up for the extra deck. Onto the side deck. I'll explain the side deck as I go. It's not too crazy, but I have had some questions from other people who've seen it before. Ooh, so obviously standard 15 card. Ooh, probably should grab these man. So we run a different here, some extra deck monsters in here. Absolute Zero for the matchup against Frogs. Going to an Absolute Zero using their stuff. Divine Wind, because he's also really good and a really good mass change target. Especially if you're dealing with a build or a archetype that is very aggro based and you don't want their monsters punching you for a lot of damage. And then Trinity, because Trinity, if you're trying to go in for just killing your opponent, really good. Attacks 3 times, 5k booty. Woo! And then dropping Honest Neo Switch. The second one we run in the side deck. Just because there are some times where he gets really clunky and it's just like, oh, this hurts. And then this one's weird. 2 Kaijus, Radian and Gameciel, because both are Mass Change 2 targets. Go with Radian into Anki, and then go into... actually, no, never mind. Gameciel is a super poly target for Absolute Zero, or a poly target for Absolute Zero, and then... Radiant's just a good 2800 that we can beat over. I almost had that logic mixed up. I'm sorry, guys. We run 3 of the Dank Meme Sekka, because if you're running against back row, it just kind of is nice to deal with that. It helps keep you from getting screwed in situations for certain types, just because of the fact that we're in such a trap-heavy format, like the fact that I'm running Floodgates is a perfect enough example. There are so many people who run Floodgates that if you summon him and are able to continue to go off, it makes things so much easier. Granted, you can't set your cards, but, I mean, you can, but you don't want to. But it gives you the chance to Danko Sekka, and then if you have the opportunity, mass change into our boy, knocking out their entire back row. Just helps with that whole thing. And then also some back row hate, Twin Twisters. We're less scared of Waking the Dragon because of Super Poly, as well as the other outs that we have for that kind of card. We run Dark Law. So, Dark Law, Banish, it didn't ever hit the grave, so they don't get their summon. So, we're less scared of that, plus it's way easier than running a Cosmic Cyclone. Granted, it banishes, but it's also paying 1,000 life points compared to not having to pay 1,000 life points and discarding a card as cost and getting 2 instead of 1. I feel is much stronger. Plus, it's... I don't know. I just prefer Twin Twisters over Cosmic Cyclone. And then for back row hate, if we ever run into it, like for the Trickster matchup, since they avoided 4 ban lists in a row. Red Reboot. Card is super awesome. I don't know why more sideboards aren't running it. Yes, you're paying half your life points, but you are stopping them for an entire turn from any disruption they were trying to have other than hand traps, which then the hand traps we have Called by the Grave to take care of. But like, say you're running against Altergeist, Anti-Meta, Trickstars, some Time Lords, where they're running a bunch of back row hate. or not back row hate, but back row. Red Reboot, just really good, especially if you're trying to finish out your opponent, or someone's just running a, like, Layer of Darkness, which has a buku load of traps too, which they can search. Stop them for a turn, make it easier for you to kill them. And then, one trap card that I know every meta goes unnoticed, Lost Wind. This card, I feel, is really strong because of the fact that it's a constant half your opponent's attack, as well as negate the effect. Say you're in the mirror match going up and they just summon Isolde, flip Lost Wind, and then they summon something else after that. Bop the Lost Wind again, wait for you to go back and hit them in the face. And then if you need to, use Lost Wind as an attack card. Since it is a battle modifier, negate their attacks, or negate their effects, and half their attack again. Make it easier for you to OTK them, or just kill them outright. Hence why it's really solid. Say you're going up against a Link-heavy deck. They go, Saryuja? Cool. Sit down. Hit the Saryuja. Attacks halved, permanently negated, and they're stuck with a big 4 that didn't get them to draw any cards. They just pumped in a whole bunch of resources. Granted, it does say target. That is the downside of this card, but I feel like if it didn't, this card would be way more popular than it is. But I still feel that it is a very strong side deck option, especially for a Floodgate. Other than that, that's the deck, and that's what we're running with. If you want to see more deck lists like that, just comment in the comment section below and just let us know. And thank you for joining me in this lovely episode of Primeval Time. Peace.